Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So now we are going for a Shoreline sightseeing.
I am back.
It's a river tour of the Chicago. So let's begin.
अभी जो recent भेजी है वो सब मैंने
Seeing the flow of the river, and they sent all of our sewage throughout the summer. But talk about the reason you're here, architecture. We're going to talk about this bridge. Our journey will begin. Our journey throughout, designed by a woman-led architecture firm. Jeannie Gang of students. The force from the wind is so strong that strong. But too much sway is also an issue. So here, these blow-through floors were added to essentially counteract that sway, to allow the wind to pass. Is uniquely shaped. There are 80 of the Aeon Center, nicknamed Big Stan. And unfortunate history to the Wrigley Building, the 1920s. William Wrigley Jr., he was doing very common in the early 1900s in America. Getting lighter as you reach the clock tower. Now the lightest polished several times per year. Tower, second tallest building in Chicago. Historically significant buildings next door. The shortest setback is supposed to be the same height as. And they used to hold the, if you know, you know, if you don't, talk about Chicago's relationship with Andrew. This was his final building, AMA Plaza. And then right next door, Bertram. This is an example of the style neoclassical. After we pass by this, you'll see my favorite section of the Riverwalk. Expanded on the Builders Building. The right side is an addition that was added in 1986. These two sections are, people were craving something new, something to take in this style. Look for bronze 1983. It's the new Bean Building. This is where Ferris Bueller's dad worked and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The curve making River Point look like a hot pocket. Lower this bridge. It stays elevated for meat. But today is also a theme throughout his work. He was obsessed with them. Shaped like triangle, themed postmodern style river cottages. The reason for that is because it worked. The river smells good in most places. River. We now have around 80, but we're having hope for the future, right? This river will be, this building is very strange. It's shaped almost like a giant pencil. So those L trains, L stands for elevated. I think it should stand for loud, but you know. So 75 square foot office building, and they had 1,000 gallons of water. They're called inertial slosh dampers. Very prolific. These other architects really need to get their heads in the game. But order. Really cool. We'll talk about this building on our way back. For now, let's go style building. This was the Daily News building. Now here, you're gonna see deeply set windows, tons of 50s and 60s. Black box modernism. We saw that trend continue into the 1970s. Here, speaking of that, on our left side, this is, in the center is a "You Are Here" dot for the building, right in the center. Now over here, it was quickly becoming the male station. This building is massive. It's big to 500,000 sacks. They actually filmed the bank robbery scene from The Dark Knight right here. What I talk about it here is that we actually passed by the location where a recipe for disaster. And this fire continues to spread. You may be wondering why she was sleeping that night, right? Chicago is considered the birthplace of the skyscraper, and they got it. They got out there, named Daniel Burke. And today, it's just such an enjoyable place where we get to have a relationship to this river in Chicago. Futures were traded there. And this is an Art Deco style building with deeply set windows acting like vertical. Crown on top is 311 South Wacker. This is the 9th tallest building in Chicago. But give them a wave. I hope they're looking to the sky deck. We'll get to see another. To our left side, this building opened in 1990. The train tracks run, and all three of these buildings were part of the Wolf Point master plan. This building sold to the Kennedys in 19th time. And so we've seen that happen with some realism buildings. Sometimes we saw perhaps even gold. So real 24 karat gold for the dry cell battery prohibition. When alcohol was illegal, people leave Chicago saying that's so cute. Now, You can stay here. This is a hotel after all. It's man-made. Some of this is landfill. Feel free to hop up.
This
and
is
take
the
some
final
photos.
view of the
And I'll
Chicago
be back to
City
just wrap things up
skyliners.
before we head back towards our dock in just a moment. But enjoy this view.
So I hope you like the video and the architecture of the Chicago. So, how was the experience?
It's a fight.
Alright guys, see you on the next video. Bye bye, take care.